Hey, welcome to NetLab Games. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Francis.
Today, we are going to play PreyCare.
Not daycare.
Not daycare.
Okay. So PreyCare is a kind of a matching game for 2 to 4 players. Designed by Tommy Xiao and published by Lazy Wolf Games. Very, very fast. Plays in about 10 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe like 15 minutes tops. So.
All right, so let's get this to the table, and we'll show you how it plays. All right, welcome to the table. Here you see PreyCare set up for 2 players. And to set this game up, it's really quite simple. You have 1 deck of cards, and you deal each player 10 cards. Then you take the 10 cards, without looking at them, face down and arrange them in 2 rows of 5. And
As we have done.
As we have it. You flip over the first card on the deck to create a discard pile. And then you begin. Now, here's how you play PreyCare.
How do you play daycare?
So what PreyCare is, basically, you are trying to create, it's a matching and memory game. And you are trying to create matches in each of your columns. So you've got 5 columns containing 2 cards. You don't know what the cards are yet. And the only way to know what they are is by drawing cards from either the draw deck or the discard pile and replacing cards in your tableau, right? Basically, yeah. So what the trick is, though, each card has, or each number card, and they're numbered 1 through 12, is going to have a different sort of effect that's going to take place once you create this match in your column. And that match, you know, must occur. And it could be a positive or negative effect depending on what number it is. Now, what you're trying to do in this game is to score the least amount of points at the end. So for every column that you match, it doesn't count. So you could have a 12 and a 12, and that counts as a 0 because they pair off.
I think there's zeros too.
And there's zeros, correct. If, however, you have a 12 and say a 10, that's going to count as 22 points.
Right.
No bueno. Okay? So you don't want to have those high cards, obviously. But the high cards have the best bonuses and best bonus effects for you.
Right. Like this one that's up right now.
Right.
So you, number 11, you skip the next opponent's turn if you trigger that.
Right, and you get to go twice. So when does the game end? The game ends once all cards in your tableau are face up. And then you have 1 more round, and the game's over and you score. So this is a very fast-playing game. So we're each going to take turns drawing. So you can either draw blind from the deck. You can either put it in your tableau or put it in the discard pile. However, if you draw a card from the discard pile, it must go into your tableau.
Because you already know what it is.
Exactly.
So.
Then you would discard the card from your tableau.
Right.
Very simple. So without further ado, let's get into PreyCare.
We're going to start with 2 flipped over.
Yeah, so what I forgot to mention is you could take 2 of your cards in any row or column and flip them over. They just can't be in a complete column. So any 2 cards you want on the board. So it really doesn't matter because you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
All right, so this is really what you have to start with.
Yeah. All right.
All right, and I guess thematically what this game is you're trying to save these cute little animals
from like these horrible animals.
From their horrible deaths from other animals.
Yeah, and if you don't get the match, you have killed that.
You have failed, and that animal falls victim. So, let us begin.
We're just going to try to think about that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll draw blind. It's a 9. All right. Ooh.
It's a pair of monkeys. All right, so you also have to keep in mind, like, if you have a card that they're showing, you don't really want to put that in the discard pile because you're essentially giving it to them. All right, so I guess but the problem is I don't know what you have. Yeah, I don't know what I'm putting out there. Fortunately, you don't need it. Oh.
Ooh. Well. Yeah.
See, that's how that works. So I definitely want that because it's a match. This one's going to go into the discard, but look at one of your face down cards. So that's my bonus. So I can kind of take a peek here and remember what that is. All right, your turn.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
It's like the big bad wolf and the pig. It's like they're all crying too. Like all these animals have like little tears. They're so sad. I'm definitely not discarding that card.
That would have been perfect.
Oh. Seriously.
Yeah, see, this one's good because you get -5 points to your final score for these guys. Ah, there you go. See?
That works. Use that. Okay, so this will allow me to draw the top 2 cards from the discard pile on my next turn.
Interesting. Yeah, see, I don't want you to have that card.
You can take it.
I could, but that really doesn't help me. I guess that would be the move to do, right?
Probably.
But I'm probably going to give you something even better here. Oh, lucky.
Not really. All right, so I can take these 2, right? And I choose one to keep. I think I will take this thing.
The poor seal being stalked by the killer whale.
Awesome.
All right. Oh, my. All right, well, I guess we need to start revealing some stuff here. Why is that puppy?
That puppy's like super happy. It
tubing.
Doesn't even know.
It's just being circled by a great white.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Well, that would have been nice.
Oh, did you have a kitten?
I did. I got rid of it.
Oh, sweet. All right, so I can.
But it's the one that you trash a card to the
so
left.
Trash any card in play. Player must immediately redraw to replace. All right, so let me trash. I guess I'll trash this guy. Ah, get the puppy.
That works for me.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Thanks. This is where you get sloppy.
I know. Swap one of your cards with another player.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'll swap this one with you.
You take my panda bear?
Yeah.
Well, that's not cool.
Your turn.
Oh, look at that.
Puppy.
Skip your next turn. So that skips my next turn. So you actually go twice now.
Yeah, that's not great for you.
That's not good at all for me.
Oh, cool. Next player must draw 2 cards.
You're the next player.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
I guess I'll put that back. And I'll put this guy here.
No, you're all face up now.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, well, you're about to be too, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. This is not good. So I might as well get rid of the bear. All right, we go one more round. So you go, and then I go.
Ooh, that's not good.
The narwhal.
Well, I wonder, can I do this? Can I swap with this card?
Well, you drew blind, so you can just discard it.
Yeah, but I'd rather trigger that ability.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Sure. Okay. I guess. I don't see why not.
This has come up before when we've played, and I just don't know if we're allowed to do that or not. Because here's what I would do. I'd swap one of my cards with you, and I'd swap this one with that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't say you can't.
True.
This is a little cheap, though, right?
It is very
All
cheap.
right,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's an allowable move.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, I spelled it out in case it
Yeah,
is allowed. We'll see.
I would think that once you already have a completed set,
yeah,
you've already triggered that ability, unless that card gets swapped with something else and then swapped back again.
Yeah, I would think so. It's just
it would
kind
make
of a loop.
Yeah, it would be a bad loop. Oh, all right.
Well, that's not so bad, though.
It's actually not.
No.
Because this is the last turn, so I'll leave that there.
Yeah.
And then end it, right?
All right, cool. So that's it. So now we have to add up all of our stuff.
Yep.
With the exception of these guys, we subtract.
Oh, except for all the matches.
Yeah.
All right, so at the end of the game, any cards face down are then going to get flipped up. So early in the game, I actually got to peek at this card, so I kind of knew this was coming. So that ended up being a match. I obviously don't get the triggered effect, but at least it's not going to cost me 4 points.
Yes, that's good.
And now we quite simply add up everything that doesn't match. So I got 10 points.
All right, and I have 12. But I get to take 5 points off of that because I have the
you do. That was your big sabotage move.
Yeah, it was. My big
so you actually ended up
move.
with 7.
All right.
So you win.
I win.
You were the better park ranger.
I think the real losers of this game are the seal and this mouse.
Clearly the seals aren't having a good day in this sweet puppy.
Little puppy. He's singing.
Just whistling away all day. All right, well, there you go. PreyCare. All right, there you have it. PreyCare in 10 minutes.
I felt really bad.
You did?
For the animals.
Well, we tried our best. And I think considering everything, we only had a few...
We did casualties, I guess, right?
Casualties of war, you know, and it was mitigated.
All right. Well, we'll talk about theme. But let's start off with replayability now. Okay,
I think this falls into our standard filler game replayability ranking.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed.
Right? Purely based on, I mean, the only variability is in your shuffling. We'll put it that way. You've got 13 cards that are different.
Yeah, right? And they're reduplicated over.
And that's it.
This many times.
Right. So you're not going to get, and the setup is the same.
Yeah.
So you're really not going to get variability in the components or in the setup. What you're going to get variability in and replayability is in the group and how quickly the game plays.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's and I think you have to weigh that differently when taking into account a game that's this light.
Right.
Versus a game that is 2 hours long, right? And much heavier in strategy. So.
Yeah. Okay, great. Let's talk about who this is for. And again, very, very light game. So the audience here, I think, is, you know, going to be your family, maybe. Family games. Kids, definitely.
Definitely kids.
Yeah,
and someone who's not into really heavy games, right? Or maybe if they are, it would be something that you need to burn 10 minutes, but no more than 10 minutes.
Right, and you don't feel like playing Codenames.
Potentially. That could take more than 10 minutes.
That's true.
Right? It's just, it's really just, it's purely a filler game.
Yeah.
And everybody has different tastes in fillers.
Exactly.
Right? So, you know, Codenames, you kind of have to know people and stuff like that.
And
this one, you can sit down with a table of strangers and you'll all kind of get what to do.
Right.
You know? It doesn't take, and it takes, again, then you get to the table, play in 10 minutes, and also teach within that 10 minutes.
Yes.
I think that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, very, very, very light. And let's go right into theme components.
Okay.
So we had a discussion about this, right? About the theme, because I'm like, it's kind of they're very cute. Like the art is, I think, very good.
Art's great. Yeah.
The art is fantastic. But it's so sad because they're little big teardrops in their eyes, and
or the unsuspecting dog.
Ants are sheltering their families.
Yeah, I didn't like
stuff.
the ants.
That was sad.
That kind of hit me.
I know it did, right? Because he's in his. Oh. Ridiculous. Anyway, but it does. It kind of follows suit with kind of what's hot right now. So I mean, you're talking. We have exploding kittens. We have kittens in a blender.
Yeah, a lot of these cartoony, down with the animals.
Right.
Tongue-in-cheek games.
Yeah.
So this kind of fits right into that genre. So you really can't say, oh well, this is animals getting eaten by other animals, and it's
I don't know that. I mean, I'm not like that. I eat meat, you know what I mean?
And it's not
I'm not
we're not against the theme.
Against it.
It's just a hot theme, it seems, right now because of how big those other games blow up. So I guess that's why this is kind of it's in that sort of category. So you were like, oh, I can't believe they chose to kill the animals, and I'm like, well. Blowing up kittens is no better.
I know, exactly.
And that one's insanely popular. So.
Right. But as far as getting immersed in the theme, I chose to ignore that aspect of the game and just play it as well, I guess they're still running. They're still under that rock they're hiding from.
So it's a little grim if you're a little sensitive to that.
But the art is fantastic. I think.
Yeah, art is top notch.
And it's just a deck of cards, so I don't know if you want to say anything else on the components.
No, okay, these are prototype components, but this is final art in my opinion. When they could say it's not final art, that's final art. That's really good art. The cards are beautiful. The art's beautiful. I mean, it's only 13 pictures, but they're really good.
Yeah.
So, and the card stock, even if that was the final card stock, was nice. It's actually they were nice, thick, nice nice cards.
Yeah.
They weren't like, they weren't linen, but they didn't have to be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's good as it needs to be. How about fun factors? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it's a fun, quick game. Like it's
quick.
It's quick. So I mean, if you're looking, but you have to understand, and if you follow
watch our channel, you know
we're heavy.
So a light game for us would be something more like Colony.
Colony.
We'll take out and play.
Yeah, we had like something to that
Whistle
effect.
Stop.
Whistle Stop. We consider a lighter game.
Yeah.
What's that one with the house?
Like Dream Home.
Dream Home. Yeah, Dream Home's a light game for us. Like those are what we consider light.
Right.
That's as light as we typically go.
Right.
We don't really go any lighter than that.
Yeah.
So these small box light games for us are something you bring out and play with kids or family, and just to get them used to playing a game that's not very punishing. It doesn't take more, because they only have an attention span of like 5 minutes. So if you have an explanation on rules that goes more than 5 minutes, their eyes glaze over and they're looking for some kind of electronic device to go play on. Right? So as something to get to the table, like this is one of those that would fit that category of getting it to the table quick and getting it out and getting it getting it to play. So, but with all that said, it's not something we play in our rotation.
Right.
Because we don't play light games like this.
Yeah, but you guys know that.
But you get it. So I mean.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that being said, let's talk about what this compares to.
Okay.
Because we would try to think about, to help you guys understand, kind of what we would compare this to.
Yeah, we're trying to do a better job of giving good comparisons.
Yeah, and the one that came to mind for me was kind of like, there's a game by Strawberry Studio called What's Up.
Yep.
And it's like, they look like Angry Birds, and they're like on a wire, and it's a matching game, and you're trying to match them. That one has a huge memory component though.
Right.
And this one doesn't so much. It's not such an integral part of the game, but it's in that same vein where it's very easy to learn. The kids pick it up and just play it quickly.
It's very quick.
Not a ton of rules.
Because it's matching, and this game is matching as well.
Right.
But there's a lot more luck in this one.
Oh yeah.
Because you do a lot more blind drawing.
Right.
There's a lot of hidden information in your own tableau. So yeah, What's Up came to mind, and weirdly enough, Uno comes to mind.
Yes. You want to explain that? Because I think that was a really good comparison.
Yeah. So I think if you were to take Uno and your hand was your tableau,
right,
and instead of like dumping cards throughout the play, you're trying to get it all prepared to dump at the end of the game with matches, and you're just in pairs of two, and then the person with the least amount of cards at the end, a lot of points, is the winner. Because
that's kind of how Uno works too. You're trying to trash
cards.
While. You know what I mean?
It's been a while since I picked up Uno, but that's somehow that popped into my head where it's like, all right, I'm trying to match cards to get them out of my possession to not score points against me, and the cards I'm stuck with at the end are actually going to penalize me. So what you're stuck with in your tableau.
Well, people are able to like manipulate what you have.
Yeah, draw four and reverse
which this one
order.
does the same sort of thing.
It's kind of like that,
but it gives you more bonuses, obviously, based on the matches that you make.
Right.
So.
And you have a little more control over, I guess, the timing of when those bonuses hit. But are you really going to pass up a match? Probably not, because the game goes too fast. You're not going to have enough rounds to catch up if you don't jump on those things. But that's what I'd compare it to. Okay,
great. So let's talk expectations real quick. So this was. Provided to us by, I think, Tommy Xiao for Kickstarter.
This is a Kickstarter prototype that was provided to us. We expected light.
Yeah.
Right. So and it was light.
Yeah, it was pretty much exactly what I expected it to be.
And I knew just looking at pictures online, it had great art and great components, and just getting a chance to throw it on the table and see how it plays. And it's a fast, fun little game. But like I said, it's got to be if you're looking to play something super light. This is like in the ultra light category.
Yeah.
Like there's light and then there's ultra light for us, and this is definitely in the ultra light category, because it's a 10-minute job. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of take that. We don't like take that, but it's so minimal.
Yeah, it's not.
That it's not really that attacking.
You're not. To me, it's kind of like you're not building up anything enough to like be very upset if it gets torn apart. So. And
when it triggers. It pretty much says, here, you have to do this. So, all right, well, I have to take one of your cards.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. This is not me deciding. When it's a conscious decision to attack another player versus this happened, I have to do it.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset, and that's a little bit more palatable for us.
Right. All right, so let's go pros and cons.
Okay. Pros, fast.
Yeah, very
pros,
fast.
art.
Yeah, for sure.
Gorgeous art.
Yeah, really cool art. Even the teardrops are beautiful.
Yes. So, that's pretty much all you can say. It's fast, it's fun, and the art's gorgeous.
Right. Yeah.
And it's easy to teach. That's
Yeah.
the pros.
Yes. Let's talk about cons.
Cons.
So one of my, and again, I think that this is partially due to the way that we play, because we play very strategically. But there were a couple of rules things that we ran into that we weren't sure how, if anybody else even experienced it or whatever, like some loops. I know there's a card that lets you draw 2 from the discard. And one of the times we've played, like, I got stuck in this loop where I kept picking up that card out of discard and making, like, the same match.
Yeah, so here, and
or something.
I'll explain the technicalities behind this.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So you have your cards in the tableau, and say you have a match, like we did in the game.
Yes.
And you saw we were deciding whether or not to replace one of the cards. You wanted to replace the card in your matched column with the same card.
Right.
Now the rules specifically state that you can replace any card.
Yeah,
in
but
your
it
possession.
doesn't seem like that should be allowed.
So if you can do that,
Right.
and you have this discard, and it triggers, and it says you can discard, draw 2 from the discard pile.
Right.
Well, I'm going to get to go. Then back on your turn, you're going to draw 2 from the discard pile. One of those 2 cards is the card you just replaced in that column. And if the 2 cards in the discard pile, one of them's not what you wanted, replace that card, trigger the ability again, and put them back in. And this is a loop, and it will continue to go.
Right.
There's nothing in the rules that specifically state you can't replace the card. And it also doesn't state that those abilities don't trigger again. So I think if those abilities don't trigger the second time, it fixes the loop.
Yeah.
And really, you're just stalling your own progression.
Your turn, kind of,
And that's fine. But if it does trigger that ability again, it's just something we would need to clarify with the designers on this, and just make sure it gets into the rules.
Yeah. But it seemed like such a small thing. That it's like one of those things that like we find and we're like,
so I think
would find this.
So the rules definitely need a little bit of tweaking. But again, it's on Kickstarter, so all of this stuff can get hashed out.
And we see that a lot.
And should get hashed out before long. Yeah, I mean, we always do, and that's something you have to keep in mind with these pictures, is that the games aren't done.
Yeah.
They're mostly done, but they're not done.
Yeah.
And the rules, we get rules printed on printer paper without any formatting or in an email, and it's just very basic stuff, and we have a lot of questions on it. But this, we didn't expect to have these types of questions on such a very basic game, with a 4-page rule book. You know what I mean?
And it could mean, and sometimes it's such a thing that, you know, if you're designing a game and you know how it plays and you have these kinds of rules that you've been playing with, but didn't make it into the rule book because, you know, to you it's like common knowledge or something. I think even the flipping the cards at the very end.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the rule book either.
But that was a clarification.
Yeah, and what happens if you get a match there, right?
Right.
Like what I had. So these are different things that we kind of stumbled over while we were playtesting this before we filmed it. So these are just, and that's just, I mean, if that's our only con, this is all stuff that can get mitigated. And I think
something. So.
and I'd say another con, depending on who you are, could be the theme and in the animals getting killed by other animals, right? Because it's kind of dark.
It is a little
But some
bit,
people are cool with that. They think it's funny, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not. I mean, the theme isn't, as we said, it's not so heavily ingrained that you can't just like ignore that aspect of it and look at the pretty art. You know what I mean? It's not morbid.
No, I mean, like we said before, exploding kittens is pretty morbid. So
blender.
Yeah, but there you go.
Cool. Well, that's it.
All right. So still on Kickstarter. I think there's maybe another week and a half.
Yeah, I think so, or 2 weeks
ish. So if you're interested, go check it out. As always, make your own choices here. We're not saying do it or don't.
Yeah.
This Kickstarter is always up to you. It's always it's always a risk.
And we love supporting the Kickstarter community
we do.
too,
so we absolutely
try to throw some of these like lighter ones in every now and
then.
Right.
We can't do all heavy. I mean, we could we could do all heavies, but we do like to change it up a bit and give some variety to what we're presenting on the channel. So hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Thanks for watching. We shall see you next time.
See ya.